Alright, so in this lecture, I'm going to show you a new way to import plugins and generators, or just synths basically, inside of FL Studio. And this is a very nice way to do it because it's synced between the channel rack, the playlist, and the mixer. So what you do in FL Studio 20.1 is to go to the plugin database. So you can just go to the browser here and put plugin database. And you can search for the plugin, either if you go and search it here, as I did here with Serum before, or I can just go with the installed, and I have the generators, and since I'm on Mac, I also have the audio unit. So you can go to either VST to get all of your VST plugins, or audio unit if you're on Mac. So I'm going to go to the audio unit here, and I'm going to choose the Serum plugin. So what I do now is to just select this Serum plugin, and I can drag it out to the playlist, to one of these tracks here. But what I'm going to do first is to just select a track in the mixer that I want this synth to be linked to. So what I do here is to just, let's say I want it on mixer channel 10, for instance. I'm just dragging out this Serum plugin here to one of these tracks. So I'm going to drag it out to track 1 here. And as you can see, it's loaded up here. I'm going to close this window. You can see now Serum, it does have a little bit of an icon here. And you can see Serum, Serum, Serum everywhere. Also Serum in the mixer. So everything is synced up now. So if I choose, let's say that I change a color here in the mixer. So I'm going to rename color and icon, for instance. I can go with, let's say here, the best plugin, and let's say I color it green, and let's put an icon here as well, a guitar, very random, and just accept it. And you see all of this is now synced up, so it does get the same color and the icon is correct and everything. So you can see here we can't really assign this this plugin here to any mixer channel anymore, or we can do it, but it's grayed out, as you can see here. So what this means is that it will actually preserve everything that is inside of this mixer. So what I mean by that is that, let's say that we have plugins here, effect plugins on this channel here. Then if I, let's say, move it here to channel number 1, all of these plugins will stay in channel 1. So let's say that I put an effect here. I have a Maximus, for instance, on this Serum track. So now if I move it to channel track number 10, you will see that the Maximus comes with it as well. So on the channel 1, we doesn't have any or the Maximus plugin there anymore. So as it's a very nice system to work with. I like this a lot because it's very similar to how it works on Logic on Mac. It's like everything is synced up, and you can work very fast by just dragging it out to the playlist and work within the arrangement more. And you don't have to go to the channel rack and work like that. But this is still for somebody who doesn't like the FL Studio workflow, because I like the workflow more in Logic Pro and I like the workflow in Ableton, but FL Studio's workflow has always been a bit different for me. I didn't prefer the way to work with the channel rack. So you can still work with the channel rack and assign the tracks or the plugins as you did before. So nothing is changed by that, but it's still a new way to work with the plugins. And this is what I like with FL Studio, that it's so versatile, that you can work in so many ways. The next thing I want to show you is that you can add effect plugins to this plugin that you have in the playlist here. So I have a Serum plugin now on this channel, as we did before. And let's say that we want some effects. So I go to the effect here, and let's say that I want an OTT plugin. So I go to the OTT here, and I can just drop it on this plugin here, the Serum plugin. And now it's inserted into this mixer channel. So it's very easy to work with the same plugin here. You don't have to go to the slots here and assign a new plugin on everything. You can just drag it basically to this track here and just work from the playlist or the arrangement view here. And if I want to open up the plugin here on this track, I can double click here on the track itself and it will load up. So that is a very nice way to work as well. I want to unlink this feature here. So I don't want to have everything linked up to the same kind of place, you know. So what I can do here is to just right click on this and go to track mode and put unassigned. So what this will do is to unlink everything. It will be as it was before. So I will get a track here in the channel rack, and it will be separated. Everything will be separated as it does work in FL Studio normally. Another new nice feature here, if I choose a built-in plugin from FL Studio, so let's go to Fruity here and let's put 3x oscillators, and I'm going to put it in this new way. So just putting it on the track here. I can now automate all of these different knobs as I could do before, but what I can do now is to right click on a knob or a parameter and create an automation clip. So now you can see this automation clip here is linked to this track basically that we created. So it's very nice to stay organized this way, because you can get a very good overview of it, because you can see it's now folded up inside of this track here, and every single automation clip that we create will be inside of that folder of that track. So it's a very cool way to just see every single automation like that, and you can just collapse it like that. So it's very nice to have it like that as well. But this only works with the built-in plugins of FL Studio as of now. There's another way to delete these tracks. So if I go to this track that we created here, if I want to delete it, I can just go to delete, and now you can see the selected track is about to be deleted. Okay, so there's a new question here. This playlist track is linked to a channel. Do you want to delete it or unlink it? So we can now either unlink the channel, so it will be as separate, or we can just delete it. So if you want to delete the channel here, we don't want anything from it, out of the automation and mixer channel and everything. We want to just get rid of it. So let's go to delete channel, and now you can see here, you can also delete the associated patterns, mixer tracks, and automations. And sometimes there's even more parameters here, depending on how much you have linked to this instrument channel. So yeah, you can just either delete everything, or you can choose to just keep the patterns or mixer track or automations or some other parameters. So if I want to delete everything, I can just go and press OK here, because everything is going to be selected as default. So let's just go to OK here, and now you can see this track is just gone. Everything is gone from the mixer, and everything is just cleaned up. So let's do this with the track that we created at the beginning as well. Let's just go to delete here, delete channel, OK, and now we're clean. If you're familiar with Logic Pro on Mac, this is going to make your life a lot easier, because FL Studio 20.1 has created some tracks for us. So now we can create instrument tracks and we can create audio tracks. So we can just, you know, drag out the plugins from the menu here, from the plugin database. What you can also do is to just go to this track. Let's say you wanted to create on track 5 here. We can right click and go to track mode. And now you can see you can choose audio track or instrument track. So we can do the same thing here basically, but just go to the menu here and more plugins. So now I can search all of my third-party plugins. So let's say that we want a massive plugin here from Native Instruments. Just double click on it, should load up like that, and it's just, you know, the piano roll is open up for us, so we can immediately start to work with something like that. We can just write out the notes, and we will get the piano roll clip here as well, so you can just start and work with everything. It's linked up and everything like that as well. In the next video, I'm going to show you the new audio tracks inside of FL Studio. So if you're an Ableton Live user, or if you're familiar with Ableton Live, you will like these features as well. See you in the next video.